What's up, guys? I wanted to hop on here real quick. This video is kind of something completely different than what I'm used to, or probably what you see from me. This video, what I'm going to show you is actually a mini training that I did in my free Facebook group called Harmony and Growing. It's one of my favorite subjects that I talk about. It's about how we can have fat loss or get healthier fitness goals while not sacrificing things that we truly love, foods that we love, holidays that we love. How can I lose weight but still be able to eat Christmas cookies around the holidays, or still eat the pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving and still eat my birthday cake on Christmas? So I urge you to take a couple minutes, watch this video. There's a very special guest. It's my husband. Look at it, read, take notes when watching it. And I really want you to think about the things that I'm saying. All this is leading up to my new hybrid program that I just released. It's a 12-week group and individual program. Enrollment for the program goes through September 13th. I wanted to get on here. I hate being salesman-like, but it's a really good price right now, and you get a lot of coaching, a lot of freebies, a lot of support through it. And it was cheaper if you were in the Facebook group, but it is still at a discount for you. I will leave all the information below. The link for the free Facebook group is down there. The pamphlet for what the actual program is and what all it offers, and then the link to buy is also down there. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to message me. I hope, even if you don't join, that this video helps you on your fitness journey somehow. Thanks, guys. Enjoy.
What's gonna happen when you chop off your beard? You'll be fat.
We're live.
Talking about me being fat.
We have a special guest for today's video. Kinda.
No,
when he
that's
gets in the
special.
screen. For those of you who don't know, this is my lovely husband, David Ross. We were just talking about farting before we got on here live. What?
No, we were talking about shaving my beard and me being fat.
Whatever. That's
No,
fine.
I was just noticing how red my... This is all from squatting today. I shouldn't have worn this.
It's okay. They don't care. Anyway, I know you're probably like, why is he here? Whatever. But I'm grateful that he's here. I asked him if he wanted to do this, and we're here together because we're better together, right? So while everybody is settling in, it is Friday, guys. There are a handful of people already on here, and we've made it through the week. It's Friday. I am so impressed that you're here. And I'm proud of you. It's a big deal. You said on Monday you were going to do it, right? I'm all in. We're going to do it. It's going to be great. And here we are. Day 5, the end of the challenge. You're here. I'm proud of you. You should be proud of yourself for that. And I truly believe that you're here for a reason. I don't think it's just some weird fate thing that you stumbled into this, but I hope that things that I've talked about this week kind of have resonated with you, or I felt like I was in your head at some point. I told David Ross here that anytime he can jump in and chat if he wants to, he can.
Yeah. And I will, when there's a point that needs to be made.
I was like, yeah, that's all. Okay,
I
we
brought
have
my drink.
Yeah, cheers. See a sip, take a sip, right?
Is that still a thing?
That's still a thing. We still do that. Also, it looks like I don't have pants on, but I do, I swear. Anyway, okay, today we're talking about kind of my favorite subject and kind of the whole thing that everything I do is kind of built on, and that's having balance in your life and fat loss. A lot of times we get into this fat or balance thing, and we actually don't have real balance. We kind of have fake balance. We do that thing where you're on a diet and you eat 5 cookies and you go, well, it's because balance, right? We're gonna have balance. Balance is gonna be great. Balance is gonna be I'm just balancing. Or you go out with friends and instead of having 2 or 3 drinks, you end up having 10 drinks because you're like, I'm just trying to live a balanced life, right? And we use balance kind of as an excuse, and it's not a real kind of thing that we do. But today we're going to talk about 4 reasons or mistakes you make when it comes to balance. And because you can have balance and you can have this, I call it food harmony, and that's where kind of harmony and growing was kind of born from. Because you can definitely have this. The thing is, we got to start practicing moderation over restriction, right? And practice grace over guilt. When you eat something wrong, right? We talked yesterday, there are no like real wrong foods per se.
I had a big old hot dog for lunch.
For lunch, this guy. Just a big log of meat.
It was an all beef one, but it was still like, ugh.
And he's still losing weight. Most of you probably saw his progress pictures in the group.
Yeah.
So, and he's eating hot dogs and he eats ice cream regularly and what else? Pasta and bread. Bread every morning.
2 pieces of bread every morning with butter.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, with real butter. About 4 eggs every morning.
Mm-hmm.
Fruit, a lot of fruit. Lots and lots of bananas and watermelon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we don't eat like, well, it's not ice cream I make a specific like frozen yogurt casein protein with Oreo cookies in it thing every night. So I'm having cookies every day. But then there is that like once every other week we go out for
like real ice cream.
We go out for real ice cream, and I don't just get.
He gets like
little,
ice cream.
Yeah, it is like more than a pint of ice cream, and it is delicious.
But he can do that because he doesn't eat like a complete butthole, right? During the week for the most part. He factors in that he's gonna live his life and he doesn't want to give up ice cream. So he finds a way to eat it and enjoy it. And when he eats it, he does eat like, for him it's a big amount of ice cream for me, but like it's not like a gallon of ice cream. No. Right? You're not like binging on ice cream. You're just enjoying your ice cream, living your life.
Right. And I know like I counted into like I know this is gonna be 1,000 calories. So so my cutting is right now is 2,400 calories.
Remember, he's a guy and he like lifts heavy weights.
Yes.
So
my maintenance calories are around 3,200 a day. So this is a little bit low for me. But I factor in. I was like, all right, so I'm going to eat leaner proteins in the day. I'm going to eat a little less carbs, maybe only 1 piece of bread, maybe like only a banana.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll drink an extra protein shake or something like that just to enjoy the ice cream. But it's not like the whole day I don't go, well, it's a Saturday, so I'm going to make waffles for breakfast, so I'm going to do this. The point is, you can have waffles for breakfast. You can do this, but just don't be a jerk about it.
And that's the thing. If you do it the right way, without being super restrictive or completely swinging the other day. Yesterday, I talked about the pendulum, the equal and opposite force. When you're too restrictive and that your pendulum eventually swings the other way, you go completely off the rails. So again, it's finding that little bit of middle ground right there. So yes, you can eat what you want. You can eat the food you like. You can eat the ice cream. You can eat the bread or whatever the case is.
Giant bowl of pudding.
Giant bowl of pudding every single night with like real Oreos in it. And you can lose weight. But whenever you do mess up, or whenever you do binge or stress eat or emotionally, or eat something you shouldn't, or you stop working out and you should have done X amount of workouts, we have to say, where we hold ourselves accountable, we say, okay, self, you said you were going to work out today, you didn't, but instead of letting that drag us down, get into a downward spiral, beating ourselves up, we can say, like, let's do it tomorrow. Let's get back on it. That's accountability. That's not restriction. Accountability and restriction are 2 totally different things.
Right.
You still, for this to work, right, to be a healthy human, not even just to lose weight, but to be healthy, you have to have some kind of, like, accountability like that.
Yeah. But don't guilt yourself into it either.
And it's that being flexible versus being perfect.
Right.
kind of thing. So, because we talked about, right, things won't always go perfect. You're going to screw up. You're going to have a bad day. You're going to be stressed and shove your face with food at some point. Like, you're going to do it. But we have to change our mindset of, where do I go from here when that happens? Right? Are you going to derail and say, like, screw it, I'm done, whatever? Or are you going to stick with it and kind of ride it out and get back on the horse, for lack of a better term? So again, planning, guys. Plan to mess, like, you're going to mess up, plan it. Plan your ice cream, right? When you know you're going to eat ice cream, plan it into your day, instead of just quitting, like giving up and quitting. So you're all still with me. If you're in the chats, this has about a 20-second delay. But if you're here, I'm going to hear it in the comments. Let's hear that I'm ready. Let's do this. Let's get to it. Let me know if he's talking too much.
Yeah. I could
get a drink if you want. Taste this. Don't worry, this is Crystal Light lemonade.
That's good.
But I don't feel bad about it because I already had like 1.5 gallons of water today, so I'm ready. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna get into this. The 4 mistakes you make when it comes to balance. Mistake number 1, kind of alluded to it already. Balance becomes an excuse for not staying committed to your goals. That's what I was saying. Instead of having I talked about this yesterday. Instead of having just the 2 Oreos, right? We go bananas and we eat the whole bag of Oreos because, like, I'm living a free life. I can. Or you're doing good throughout the week and the weekend comes and you, like, peace out. You check out, it's the weekend. You don't have to work. You don't have any restrictions. You have a free life and you go out to dinner with your husband or friends or partner or kids or whoever. And, instead of ordering, like, the massive amount of French fries and eating, like, a sensible chicken breast with it, we go, well, we don't need that. It's the weekend, so I'm going to order a couple drinks, and I'm going to get the appetizer, and I'm going to get the giant bowl of pasta. And you know what? While we're at it, it's the weekend. Christy said I should not have restriction, so I'm going to eat the dessert, too. That's not balance. That's overeating. That's overindulging. That's not having...
That's binging.
That's binging to a degree, yeah. And we call that balance. We somehow convince ourselves it's balance, and we use it as an excuse to stress eat, binge eat, overeat, whatever the case is. Again, I'll say it in case if you haven't been paying attention this week, I repeat a lot of the same things over and over again. Calorie deficit, finding that middle ground. That's the one we still have to do right now, is finding that middle ground. You don't want to have, when it comes to dieting, you don't want to have like a restriction fest, but you don't want to have a binge fest either. You have to be intentional and mindful of your food, right? So maybe instead of you go out to dinner, right? Instead of, eating the drinks, the main course, the dessert, you say, okay, I'm going to get 1 drink. I'm not going to get the appetizer today, but I'm going to eat the main course and we're going to split a dessert or something like that. Perfect. That's moderation. That's mindfulness of food.
If you know you're going out to eat too, look up the menu beforehand. Know that, like, honestly, because when we go out to eat, I do a little bit more of that. You know what? I'm going to get the biggest piece of steak I can find. I'm going to have... We don't really drink that often, but I'm like, I'm going to have a beer tonight. That's how I do.
That's how he drinks beer.
Like a man. Out of a big stein. And I will, I'm going to have a beer, and it's going to be a big beer. And I'm going to do this. But then I go, all right, so roughly this is going to be about 1,500 calories. Cool. What am I going to eat through the rest of the day? How am I going to hit my protein goals? Am I going to be able to hit a close number? Am I going to be able to work around this? Mm-hmm. And you don't go crazy. You keep it intact to what you need to do. Keep it in your sphere. But if you do have like that one random thing where, a friend pops in town and says, let's go out to eat. You just eat it you enjoy it, you know what you did that day.
And that's what a lot of you. Sorry, Christina, who did Harmony and Grow last time, her big thing, it was during COVID when things started to like reopen. And she's like, I'm counting calories, I'm losing weight, I'm doing so good. I'm going out with my friends this weekend. I know we're going to be eating. I know we're going to be drinking. Like, how do I handle this, right? And I told her, I was like, when was the last time you saw your friends? Right? When was the last time you went out to a restaurant? When was the last time you had 5 drinks, let alone just even one out with anybody and socialize with anybody? And the answer was like, it's been like 4 or 5 months. And I said, don't count, don't stress, go enjoy yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's when we give ourselves the permission to do that Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, every single week. Then it becomes... Bless you.
Thank you.
Make sense?
No, yeah, it's the whole idea.
And again.
Ugh. Allergies. If you eat one salad, are you all of a sudden going to drop 10 pounds?
Are you the healthiest person ever?
No. And the same thing, if you eat a ridiculous 2,000 calorie meal once in like 2-3 weeks, you're not going to instantly gain all your weight back. But it's knowing that, hey, I did that this Friday, so maybe I should take it and watch myself a little closer the rest of the week. Or it's, okay, I know I'm going out next week. I'm going to monitor what I eat next week a little bit closer.
Yeah.
It's having that balance. Still going out, still eating things you like, but knowing like, okay, I went crazy once. I had that day. We had like, there was a party. I ate the cake. I didn't worry about anything else. So the rest of the week, for a while, you watch yourself and you just don't like, it's having that's balance. Like that's the whole like, all right, I did go crazy one day, so I need to be in line a little bit more.
A little more mindful of what you're doing.
But don't restrict yourself so much that like anytime there's a party, anytime something's going on, you're like, no, I can only eat chicken and rice.
Becky makes a good point. She said, I was super surprised about the calories in meals at restaurants until I actually started to look at that. Yeah, if you want your brain to explode inside your head, look at the Cheesecake Factory menu. Oh. That's the one that's like nutritionists, dietitians, all like the official kind of people like, what?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
Anywhere. You just think like, you know why it tastes so good?
Butter and oil and salt.
Oh, I do love salt.
Yeah, too much salt. He's like convinced I don't cook with salt, but I salt as I go, and then he puts like a whole thing of salt. Anyway.
We can get into arguments.
This is going to be marriage counseling for us.
Too, though.
It's true. I know. This isn't the time or the place. Anyway, mistake number 2 that we're making in our fitness balance journeys is I'm gonna say this and your eyes are gonna roll out of your head because you're sick of me talking about it. You are winging it too much and you're not planning enough, right? Can I get an amen? I think I've said that every single day this week. You need to plan, you need a plan. We do that. I'll figure it out as I go, right? I'll, make it work. What happens when you do this? You make half-hearted intentions, and whenever you do that, you get half-hearted results, okay? So let's think about that again. If you have half-hearted intentions, you're only going to get half-hearted results. If you don't have a plan, guys, you'll eventually get to a point where you just say screw it, right? This is too stressful, it's too overwhelming, I tried, but it's just too much and I can't stick to this diet, right? It's not easy. The information is easy to know about this kind of stuff, but doing it, losing weight, eating better, being intentional about moving and exercising and getting better sleep and getting better water intake, it takes effort and it takes planning, right? And I'm not saying to make planning your workouts and your food and your meal prep a full-time job, obviously, but I know you do, you have 15 minutes of time on Saturday or Sunday to make a loose plan, to write some things down and figure it out, because that's how you get good at the thing. You plan it, you write it down, you make a commitment to it, and you do it. Anything else in regards to that?
No, like I know you've touched on it at another point, I'm sure, but it's planning doesn't mean each individual meal has to be planned out meticulously for the rest of the week. I know we have X amount of yogurts, X amount of fruit, X amount of chicken or beef in there. I know we have rice, I know we have potatoes, and I can go like, oh, what do I feel like today? And I have that idea where I like, okay, I can plug this in, and then I usually I eat 6 meals a day. So I know that. Also,
to clarify though, he doesn't eat like 6 full like course meals a day.
No.
One of his meals is like a couple yogurts and a banana.
Right.
So he does the like smaller meals more frequently throughout the day.
Right. There's the multitude of reasons why I do that, but it's ultimately not important if you're just trying to lose weight. And
really quick before you continue, the ultimate thing is like I want to point out is that's what works for him. Right? That's what he enjoys. That's what he can stick to. Doesn't make him hangry,
because I get hangry.
Because he does get hangry. But this keeps him like he has it planned, so he knows when he works out, he's fueled enough for his work. He does what works for him. What he does necessarily won't work for you. What I do might not work for him or for you, right?
I would never eat like you eat. It would be awful.
What does that mean?
Because you eat like 2 or 3 massive meals a day. That are, like
I do.
And I'm like hungry already. I wake up so hungry.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, but it's the idea that I have a plan, or I have a loose, like, we have a plan. We know that these foods are in there, and if we see the chicken runs out, we go, okay, we got to make some chicken, or okay, we got to do this. I know it in the morning or the night before, we're like, all right, what's for dinner tomorrow? So I can plug that in.
Which we've talked about in here. I know if like I'm eating a huge pasta dish for dinner, I lay off the carbs a little more during the day. Right. Not completely. I'm not saying get rid of them, but like.
No, it's just you plan around, like, we plan around dinner specifically, mainly because Christy really likes cooking and I really like eating. So it works out for us. And then we go from there. But I have but we have a plan consistently. We have this framework that no matter what, we work within. So you don't have to go crazy and have each and every meal planned out with every single thing, but you need to have a plan. Yeah.
Okay, point number 3. More than halfway there. Stick with me. I know it's Friday and you're like, I got things to do. Maybe you don't. I don't know. My Friday nights aren't that exciting.
We have to eat.
Well, I mean, we're not
fire up the grill and eat.
Point number 3. Mistake number 3 that you tend to make is, we talked about this yesterday, or the day before, I don't know, relying too much on motivation. And because, again, you start a new program, you feel good, you feel great, but that motivation slips. Maybe even the first week you're doing whatever you're doing. And, maybe you have a day where you slipped up or you didn't eat perfectly and you ate crappy and you said, oh, I'm not motivated anymore. Or I did it because I was not motivated. Or I missed a workout because I wasn't motivated. And let me tell you something. It is an excuse. Okay? That is just an excuse that you're giving yourself to make yourself feel better that you didn't work out, that you didn't hold yourself accountable, that you didn't eat well. Here's the thing. Motivation isn't necessary. You don't have to have motivation to work out. You don't have to have this good feeling of motivation to eat well. You have to be disciplined sometimes and just kind of do it. And it's a part of, right? It's true.
No, it's absolutely true.
It's a part of being an adult. And do you have a job, right? If you have a job, you go to work every day. Do you want to go to work every day? I don't want to. I enjoy my job for the most part, but like, why do I do it? Because I'm disciplined. It's a habit. I have to, right? So I don't wake up and feel I'm not motivated to go to work, so I'm just not going to today. It's a non-negotiable kind of thing, and we have to parent ourselves, right? If I think of Kira, right? She's our 4-year-old, 5-year-old.
5-year-old.
Or if you have a kid or babysitting or whatever, and it's bedtime, You don't like, the kid isn't like, well, I don't want to go to bed, so I'm not going to, or I don't want to. You parent, like, sorry, honey, it's bedtime. Like, you're going to bed, right? You make it happen. We, as adults.
I was like, we do this
yeah,
ourselves.
But like, we, generally speaking, we don't have somebody to tell us, to force us, like, now's the time to go to bed. You have to do this right now. You can't eat that bag of candy for dinner, right? So you have to do it yourself. Motivation leaves. It will leave you. It just does. You just never have motivation all the time, and it's hard. If you're relying on motivation to carry you throughout losing weight, getting healthier, doing whatever, you can't. You just can't. It's like, I always talk about the example of motivation being like a fish in a pond, and if you're standing there and you're trying to just catch it with your hands, you'll try and catch it and you'll miss. You'll try and catch it and you'll miss. Maybe you'll catch it and it'll slip out of your hands right away because it's slippery. And then you catch it one more time and you can hold on to it for a tiny little bit of time, but eventually it squirms out and it wiggles and you freak out and it flies again. And then you're just trying to catch it. And then it's this never-ending cycle of just trying to find motivation to exercise, to eat right, when you should just be able to do it, kind of force yourself, discipline yourself to do it anyway. You need to kind of make yourself do the thing at times, whether you need to make yourself do it sometimes, whether you want to or not.
And I mean, there is something to say about it, like a support system, a support group, in a sense. Have that person say, like, we will say, Christy will walk in and be like, I don't want to go work out today. I'm like,
say it all the time.
I'm like, that's cool. What are you working out today? Mm-hmm. It's not a question of, oh, well, then maybe you should take the day off. If you really need a day off, sorry, there's something in her hair. If you really need a day off, you will know you need a day off, and take a day off. That
was me yesterday.
Yeah,
I got like 4.5 hours of sleep, and it was like, I don't know.
But if you're just like, I just don't feel like it, then suck it up. Go in there and do it. Do ultimately a half-hearted workout or a half-hearted attempt at eating healthy is better than falling back. And if you keep up those habits, it's a habit.
And habits, when you discipline yourself, they eventually just become habits. Like, I use this example, I don't even think about drinking 1.5 gallons of water a day. Right. I just do it. I don't really think and struggle with going to the gym for the most part, even if I whine about it. Like, I know I'm going to do it just because I'm disciplined to. It's a habit, right? I plan our weekly, like, meal plan. Why? Because it's a habit, and I just do it. And it doesn't feel like I'm putting forth effort. Right? When I first start, yes, it does take effort. But now it's a habit and it just comes supernaturally. And it's kind of like marriage too, right? We tend to back out on commitments a lot, I think, right? And okay.
This is where she divorces me. It's just like, by the way, I'm leaving you. Cool.
No. Like, we tend to start diets and you think you're never going to fail and there's never going to be a hiccup and there's never going to be a hard time. In diets, we tend to just like tap out when something's difficult or something pushes us too much. What if we did that with marriage, was what I was getting at.
Right, yeah.
Like, what if we would have been divorced within like 3 days? You're right? No, you know what I'm saying,
super
though.
quick.
You know, like, you just at the first sign of whatever, you're just not like tapping out of whatever. Right?
Right. No, right. And ultimately that too, when we have a disagreement or we have a hiccup or something like that, we don't go, well, this is the end of the world. We sit there and are like, all right, cool. How are we going to get through this? How are we going to plan it anyway? How are we going to work it?
Yeah.
It's not a question. So if you have a hiccup, it's not a, oh, well, this is the end of the diet, I guess. It's, cool, how do I get around this? How do I get through this? It's not a end all.
What does Whitney say? It takes 21 days to form a habit. Yeah, okay. So that is true, but in the 12-week group coaching program, we talk about and I'm not like saying this to be whatever. New science is coming out that it actually takes closer to 60 days to form a new habit.
Right.
Right? So even that considered, how much more you have to push yourself or, you know, kind of convince yourself if you're not actually doing the thing. You know what I mean? Moving on. Good?
Yeah.
Good. Last one, guys. We're almost there. We almost did it. Mistake number 4, you're doing it alone. You start a new diet or something like that, and you kind of don't tell anyone, or you kind of keep it private, and maybe it's embarrassing for you. Maybe you don't want to tell anybody, like, I'm unhappy with the way I look, right? Which I completely get, but you shouldn't be afraid of that, though, because most people aren't happy with the way they look, right? But we kind of keep it a secret because at times we do hold shame about it. How did I let myself get here? I keep failing myself. I told myself I'm going to keep doing this, but yet somehow I just don't, and I feel guilty, and I feel like I'm letting myself down. I might feel like I'm letting my family down or something like that. And women, I can't speak for men with this, but women, we make promises to ourselves all the time that we break no problem, right? We tend to focus on, and I don't know if guys do this, feel free to jump in if you think so, but like, I know women, we tend to want to make other people proud. We want to make sure other people are happy. We want to make sure other people are satisfied. And women do have this stereotype of like, I'll make sure everything, the house, the family, the job, the pets, the yard, my friends, I will make sure everything's good and they're happy and they're proud before even thinking about myself. And then if I suffer, and I have to put myself on the back burner for the time, then so be it. We kind of tell ourselves that. And we do things for other people, and yet we don't take the time to do and help ourselves when a lot of times if you take a little bit of time, you take a little bit of effort for yourself, you will dramatically be able to help people more.
Yeah.
You'll be a better support for other people if you do concentrate on, and this isn't some like, woo woo, love yourself, do self-care, take bubble baths and drink wine, but
you can't fill up someone else's cup if there's nothing in your cup.
Yeah.
No, guys absolutely do this too. I think there's a lot of, it's just worrying. There is just this mindset of, I feel like it's a lot easier for a guy just to walk in a gym and start doing stuff, but for a guy to admit that I need a plan, or for a guy to be like, oh well, guys are supposed to eat wings and beer, or eat wings, drink beer, and just be fine with however. No, I'm going to tell you, most guys are not happy with how they look. Most guys want to look like some dude on the cover of Men's Fitness or whatever. They want to be huge and jacked and just, that's it. They feel like they want to look so they can be respected and so that. And it's very hard. And I know that there have been so many times when I personally have created a plan for myself or done something like, I'm going to do this, and not told anyone, and it ends up in ruin. So now either like I have Christy, I can tell Christy like in planning stages, I was like, all right, and I'm probably a little bit more ridiculous. I was like, in 6 weeks, I'm going to start doing this, and I'll already start building out my plan for like
months from
I think I have set up until next March already for how I'm going to plan out everything.
See, you don't want him as a coach.
No.
I'm kidding.
But it's a joke. I know Crystal is on here, and her husband and I have a text group, and literally one of the reasons why we do well is because we'd be like, we'll check in on each other, we'll be like, hey, so what are you focusing on right now? Or hey, what is this doing now? I know Sean's great at that, checking in, motivating. And it's not like, we're not saying searching for motivation, like, oh, I do this, but just knowing that you have people out there that are like rooting for you, and no one wants to see you fail. No one wants like to push you down, really. Everyone wants to see you succeed. And
I always say accountability is a powerful thing that we devalue so much. And it's one of those things, like, even if you want to get to the nitty gritty from a biblical perspective, but just like in real life, even if that's not your jam, whatever, like, I don't think we're meant to be alone. Like, even if you call yourself a loner, you usually need some kind of social interaction, right? It's this whole process, again, whether you're losing weight, just want to get healthier, just want to get off some kind of blood pressure medicine or cholesterol medicine, or even if you're gaining weight, it's always easier when you're doing it with somebody. Right? If someone is teaching you and guiding you and pushing you, because when you have that person that's trying to give you motivation and pushing you and motivating you and checking in with you and being like, hey, did you do this today? You said you were going to drink X amount of water. Did you do it?
Right.
You do have that moment of like, oh my gosh, I have to tell someone if I didn't do it. But then if you did it, I have had women in this group message me this week and be like, just like, small victory, I did this. And I love that. I love hearing that from people.
And it doesn't always just accountability to, like, Christy, I don't know if she has told you, tends to be a grazer when she eats.
Oh, yeah.
And when she's cutting, I will sit there and she'll, like, pick something up. I was like, cool, did you count that in?
I love it when he does that. I love it so much.
But she actually does. Because she's sitting like, you know what? I didn't. And she'll be mad in that moment, but it's that little accountability. And I don't say it to be a jerk. I don't, like...
He's not like, hey, you fat cow, put down the pretzels.
Right.
You know?
I just say, hey, did you track that?
He knows that I have a bigger goal.
Right. But also on the opposite, when she was bulking, she was, like, sitting there and, like, flattening everything out. I was like, just eat it. Just eat it. Or she's like, well, I think I was like, you can go over calories here and there when you're bulking. Enjoy it more. And do this. But I don't want to just freaking eat the banana and go about your day. It's having someone that, like, supports you, but also isn't just going to be like, I don't want to work out today. Okay. Well, then don't work out today. Everything is great with you. You're always the best. Like, hey, you said you were going to do this, so suck it up. Come on.
So that kind of leads me, I have a genuine question for you right now. Just like a real question is, how long and you don't have, if you want to answer, feel free to answer, that's great. How much time have you spent? Have you spent months, weeks, months, years? How much time have you spent on this already, right? This kind of, I want to lose weight, but I can't, but I'm going to try this fad diet, but it's not working. I'm going to lose these 5 pounds, but I'm going to gain them right back when I get off said fad diet. And I'm just going to get stuck in this vicious cycle of, like, beating myself up, not feeling like a constant failure, having no self-confidence, having guilt and shame over food, feeling guilty for when I go on a date with my husband and eat a decent meal. How long have you spent doing that? And if we're getting personal, right, I want to say I probably spent 6 years in this cycle of binging, restricting, over exercising, because I thought that was the way to get rid of my, like, weekend binge. Trying keto, and you knew me when I was trying keto, I tried paleo, I tried CrossFit, I tried, you name it, I did it, right? Intermittent fasting, did this, did that. Nothing worked until I realized that, like, the fitness industry is broken and most of them just want to make money, right? They want to scam people. And I've said this before, I believe truly working on yourself and losing weight and being happy with yourself and all that kind of stuff, most of it is up here. Most of it is your mind, how you view yourself, and all that kind of stuff. And I don't want you to... This has been a great week, right? We've been talking, we've been sharing, everybody's been putting answers in the homework and doing this and doing that. And you've had Coach Christy here every single night, pushing you, telling you what to do, giving you the tools you need. What happens next week, right? What happens next week when I'm not there every day? when I'm not in posting questions in the group every day to you, I don't want you to go, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do now? Where's my motivation now? What do I do? And here's the thing. If I've said anything this week and you thought you're in, like, I feel like you're in my head, like I'm reading, like she's reading my thoughts, it's because I was you, right? I was there. I was the person who thought I would never get out of emotional eating and stress eating, never get out of binge eating, never finding a workout routine that I could stick to, always thinking everything was confusing, always falling for every next trick in the book, every fad diet, everything like that. And I know that some of you feel lost and you don't know where to turn and you don't know what to do and you feel like you've tried everything and you want out of it. And I'm not saying this to like boister myself up or anything like that, but I want to help take you out of that. I know how it feels, and I feel like I'm like tearing up right now because I get it. It's a dark spot when you don't know what to do anymore and you don't know where to turn and you don't know who to talk to and you're embarrassed and you hate the way you look and you just wish something was different. And you want to like yourself and you want to feel normal, but you don't know what to do. This used to be me. I used to feel like a slave to food and a slave to restriction and cardio, like strict, like 2 hours of cardio a day, because that was what I thought, that's what I was taught, that's what I saw other people doing. But now I know it sounds cheesy, but like I feel free now.
Yeah.
And I promise you, if you stick with me, I promise you can have the same thing too. And I know you're probably thinking, Christy, it sounds too good to be true. I'm on your level a little bit. I see what you're saying, but it's not like you have it more together than me, or like you were never thinking the thoughts that I think I did. Like I had terrible like thoughts that I don't even want to I haven't even told David, right? But I promise you, if you stick with me, this will work. And I'm gonna tell you, I kind of teased you all the past couple nights, and in an email, as someone who had followed your blogs for years and watched you go through all the fad diets, this seems to be the best and the most real. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to give you a hug through the screen. I have kind of teased and talked about this 12-week hybrid program that I literally just developed for this and for you guys, because I'm going to tell you a smidge about it really quick, because I want you, if any of this has resonated with you, I want you and need you to make an informed decision, and I don't want you to talk yourself out of it. It's available for a super limited time, only until 8 p.m. tomorrow night, because as women, we've talked about this before, as we have talked about this, as women, you will talk yourself out of it. You know you will. So you have from now, it's on the website right now, at the right price, until tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Yeah. The link is going to the chat right now if you haven't seen the pamphlet for it yet, I think. Really quickly, so what is this, right? It is a 12-week program. What do you get? You get weekly videos, and all the topics are in that pamphlet if you click it. Every week there's a different subject. Most of them probably aren't what you think. There's one that's like, why you need to get a better relationship with the scale. There's not a single one that's like, this is how you count calories. I'm not giving you, because we're working on this, right? Mm-hmm. Because if you work on this and start liking what you're dealing with, the weight loss will happen. I promise you, it'll get there. So you have weekly videos done by, they're not as long as these lives either, because I've edited them to make, I think the longest one is 30 minutes, but most of them are only 15 minutes. There are group coaching calls. There's either going to be 6 or 12, and the people in the group kind of decide. If you want one every single week, I will do one with you every single week. Sometimes people think it's a little too much with the individual check-ins and all that kind of stuff, but nonetheless, group coaching calls, which are done on Zooms. This is your chance to ask questions. This is your chance to share with people your journey, what you're struggling with, because I guarantee you, people are struggling with the same things you are. So it's a good forum just to kind of open up, get to know everybody, have that accountability I was talking about. You will have basically 24/7 access to me via text, Facebook Messenger, Instagram, email, 24/7. You know, I sleep.
She's got this old pager that she's dusted off.
A pager from like 1992. I mean, I sleep, and there's the occasional maybe like we have a date day, but I would tell you about that. I say I'm going to check my phone. Probably not as much as normal. I'll get back to you as soon as possible, but I'll give you a heads up about that. You get access to the private Facebook community, so only access into the program that the same people who doing the program with you are doing. And this is where everything kind of happens. I post in here weekly goals, weekly challenges, prizes, like you like gift cards, right? This is where you can win them. I'm active in it. If you join, you're active in it. And that's not me like suggesting that you should be active in it. If you're a part of this group, you're going to be active in it. And then, so that's kind of the group kind of aspect of it. But not only are you getting the group for 12 weeks, you're getting individual coaching for 12 weeks. So via private email, you're getting a custom nutrition plan, and that is whatever you want it to be. Do you want to count macros? Cool, you can count macros. Do you want to count just calories? Great, you can just count calories. Do you want to try, is that too much and cause you too much anxiety and you become obsessed over it? Cool, we'll give you a loose meal plan that will lead you to intuitive eating. We find what works for you. So whether you're a newbie, don't know how to read labels, don't know how to track, don't know how to count calories, or you're like macro pro, in it to win it, we'll find what works for you. And again, in the group. And really quick, the nutrition thing, that's not just like a one-time, like at the beginning, I give you your nutrition and you're good to go. That happens weekly. So if for whatever reason you're not losing weight, if you're stalled, if something just doesn't seem to be working, we go back to the drawing board, switch stuff around as needed to make sure you keep moving forward. And then by the end of the 12 weeks, you have an idea of how to do it by that time, that you don't need me anymore, right? You have a vague idea of like what to do on your own if you need to kind of change it up. And then in the Facebook group too, I give you 3 workout plans, beginner, intermediate, advanced, for home, for the gym, if you have weights, if you don't have weights. But at the beginning of every single week, I post my weekly workout too, just for funsies, if you want to like do the same workouts as me. Cool. If not, that's fine. If you want to do your own workout program and ignore those workout programs altogether, that's groovy too, baby. But because again, we want you to work out and move in something that you'll stick with. Ready for the discount? Drum roll, please. My chunky thigh. All of this for 12 weeks, individual and group coaching right now until 8 p.m. tomorrow is $125. Okay? Which is, this isn't,
it's a discount.
It is a discount. When you look at other coaches and programs that are like this is practically free. And you might just be like, I don't know, like, I just, one time, I got you, girl. I got you. I have payment plans.
Which there's a question about.
Which there is. Can we sign up for the payment plan via the website? No. So message me if you're interested and you want to do this. Message me, and we either have to set up like PayPal or Venmo to do it. Trust me, my website's being a butthead, and I tried to do that, but you can't. If you want to pay the $125 in full, do it on the website. Do it in the links that I send. If you want a payment plan, there's a 3-month payment plan, 6-month payment plan. If you do the 3 months, $125 divided by 3, it's like $41-ish. And then if you want to extend it to 6 months, it's $20 and some change, I think. And the thing is, I want you to ask yourself, I know you're thinking, should I, shouldn't I, should I, is this an investment? If you can buy yourself one Starbucks drink a week, you can do this. If you buy that Starbucks drink because it's self-care and treat yourself, that's great. Drink your Starbucks drink. But if you're saying like, no, that coaching program is too expensive, I think...
I don't want to pull this card or anything. So like, but Lori, if she's still on here, knows what I do for a living. And my job is working with professional dietitians for like, name your favorite sports team, and I probably work with them. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I know.
Think of a big time collegiate school. I work with Olympic dietitians daily, and I know what they charge their regular clients. And this is a good deal. But also, go ahead.
If you're like, well, maybe there's a bonus, a free bonus, okay? If you sign up by 8 p.m. tomorrow, if you sign up for the program, my Secret to Fat Loss Toolkit, right, which is on the website right now, it's on the website for $100. That's what I retail it for. If you sign up for this program by 8 p.m. tomorrow night, you get it for free, right? That is filled with 8 hours of video training modules, worksheets, journal prompts. There's a free ebook in there, free workout plans in there. You also get that for free if you sign up by 8 p.m. tomorrow night. And that you can start, if you sign up by tomorrow night, I can send you the links for it and you can start that by Monday. If you do the 12-week coaching program, I want you to kind of get mentally ready for it. And we all started at the same time, which is tentatively August 31st. So it's a 12-week program, but we're technically going to do it for 13 weeks. And something else I want to stress is what's coming up, right? Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. How nice would it be that during the holiday season, you can go through this, not gain any weight, get a handle on your food, be comfortable eating those 2 pieces of pie on Thanksgiving, or eating all Christmas cookies and not being like, well, there goes my diet, but it's the holiday, so I'm going to gain weight. And how good is it going to feel when January rolls around and you don't have to make a New Year's resolution because you already got skin in the game. You're already there, right? Signed, sealed, delivered, baby. Let's do it, right? Let's make it happen. Sign up by tomorrow, 8 p.m. for that discount. You'll get the Secret to Fat Loss Toolkit. Stop talking yourself out of it because you're worth this. You're worth an investment, and your physical, right, your weight, and your mental and emotional health deserve a little TLC. Just something to think about. So with that, you have until 8 p.m. tomorrow. Please, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, whatever, message me. If you need more deets on the payment plans, message me. We'll try and get you set up with what you need and all that kind of stuff. And that is a wrap for the Secret to Fat Loss Challenge Summer 2020 edition. Truly, I thank you all for joining. I had fun. I had fun preparing this. I enjoyed the interaction with everybody. And I hope we're all together for the next 13 weeks. So I will see you after this, and I'm keeping the group open too, the Harmony and Growing group, so we can still chat in there with everybody too. But until then, questions, message me, and I'll see you the next time. Thanks for joining me, David Ross.